Good afternoon. How's everybody? Anyway, I had the grandest birthday of my life, I think. The most fun was the ATV. Did you love my hairdo? I mean, I had no clue. He did not tell me to put on long pants. I did not know we were going to be brush hogging the bushes as we went through. So, and he isn't on camera because it's just not set in stone, and I don't think it's very fair to him or to me for us to get on camera yet. We're just he made it the most wonderful day I've ever had, and then of course all of you said happy birthday. My brother, my sister, even my son again. He talked to me Friday, and then he called me yesterday because I was texting and I sent him something by mistake, and he was like, "Oh, Mom, you didn't tell me you were having that much fun." Anyway, all my cousins, it was like my phone lit up all day. And then this is so awesome. We went to the museum. I got tired, so we went to eat. Because he had walked me the day before. You seen the video of 3 flights of wooden steps that Granny did and an outhouse? Oh boy. Anyway, he took me out to eat. Then we come home. We're here a little bit. Then of course he took me on the ATV, and I didn't take my camera. My hair, I look so bad. I never had such a thrill in my life. He was not nice. I mean, I'm not used to going up steep hills like this, just hanging on, going, oop, and then he'd stop because we'd come up on a log and you couldn't really speed over it. You had to slow down. And then we'd come up on rocks. Oh, it was so fun. So fun. Then he fixed dinner. And we're sitting here, and I am so tired. I can hardly keep my eyes open. I mean, I am absolutely just falling off asleep. And the one and only person I forgot to wish his birthday on 9/11, but I did text him, but I didn't talk to him. My girlfriend had a gastric bypass with me 16 years ago, I believe it was in May 2003. I don't know. Anyway, she died in 2014. She was down to 134 pounds. She was 365 the day of surgery. I was 354. I am now at 220. She died, and her husband and her treated me like gold. Every year I went to their place in Arizona. They had a boat out on the lake in Glendale, Arizona, at their own private lake. They had a pool. They had kids. They had the dogs. Their house was just immaculate. They drive to a Denali, a brand new one. So I loved being with them, and it was so much fun. They came here a couple of times too. We went out to a couple of resorts while I was there a couple of times. We had a blast. It was fun. It was fun. And she died, and every year we call each other. We usually on his birthday and my birthday, and sometimes on our anniversary, which is May 6th and 7th or 5th and 6th. I'm not sure. Somewhere in there. But we always call. Well, anyway, he called me, and the minute I heard his voice, I knew something was wrong, because he sounded like he'd had a stroke. And I knew something was wrong. He has MLS, multiple sclerosis, MS. And he's going to go into a wheelchair soon. He's still able to get around. He's still driving. But I knew he was getting married, but I didn't know when, so he got married in March. Her name, is Sharon. She is so sweet. She has a 40-year-old son who has issues. So they've gotten him a place, and they're finally going to move in together, and they got married in March, all right? But he is a wonderful man, and Linda was a nurse, so she had a lot of friends, and I was one of them, and he keeps in touch with me, and I ask him to please have her text me and keep me updated, because at some point he will lose his voice, and he will not be able to talk. Anyway, I was never so happy to hear from him, and it made my day. Even though when I got off the phone to him, I started bawling like a river running down the street, because he doesn't have a lot of time. I can feel it. in his body. I can feel it. I just can feel it. I'm very sensitive. And of course, my friend comes out and goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I was bawling because this guy has been a wonderful person. He is a wonderful person, and to know that he's going to be leaving us soon. He beat cancer. He doesn't have cancer. It has to be come back with MS. So, anyway, other that still made my birthday. The fact that he took his time to call me and to talk to me and tell me all about how his kids are doing and his grandkids. His oldest granddaughter's getting married. The two dogs are fine. I was with them when they got the one little girl. They had the little boy. They lost the other little boy. So, and, we see each other. If they come here, they brought the dogs. So it has been a tremendous friendship. But I got to counting. And I think I have almost 6 or 7 friends that I have kept, most of them over 15 years. Some of them 40 years. I think there's something wrong with Granny. I think people like me, and I don't know why. Anyway, and then my cousin, she was like, she couldn't quit. We talked for an hour today. She was like, "Well, I didn't get to talk to you yesterday. You were so busy." And I said, "Well, I told you, and thank you for calling." And so we had a good old talk today. She says, "I miss you. This is the one I'm staying with." She says, "You got to come home." And I will in time. So if I keep looking out the doors, because I cooked dinner and I'm making spaghetti, and I'm waiting for him to come in with his 18-wheeler so that I can fix dinner and see what we're doing tonight. Because he's got a drone sitting up there. A drone. And we are in the Arkansas hills. And some of the rock formations that we passed when he took me down to the Missouri Lake, the creek that was running there, it was the Missouri State Park. The rock formations or hid behind the trees, and he says, "You wait till winter when everything dies." He says, "They are gorgeous in the snow." And I was like, oh my gosh. And then to be able to get a drone and go out here and show the hills and everything. And it is funny. It's too bad my goats aren't here. It would really be funny to watch the goats, because this is the hill country. I mean, if you looked in the one picture, you seen his boat up here on the rig. And then you come down and the truck was here, and then we're down here, and then there's another layer behind us, and you walk over there and there's another layer down. So it's just fascinating. And the roads. I felt like he was trying to take me on a roller coaster ride, because we kept going. It was just like a snake. In, out, in, out. And I was like, over here on him. Over here, hang on. Over here on him. Over here. It was fun. It was really fun, because you forget, and if you have never been to Arkansas, but the trees, I was just amazed, and they're getting ready to turn, and the turning is just magnificent, because already, they are starting, they'll have yellow, and then green, and then solid green, and it's just everywhere you go, it's like the tree right outside the window there, and even probably the ones behind me are starting to turn. Some of them are a little more yellow than the others, but it's just that time of year. And all of the rocks that are in this country, I mean, it's amazing. Arkansas is quite a place, people. Anyway, I just wanted you to know that all of you, all of my friends, all of my family, hearing from my brother and sister and my son again, it was marvelous. And then my friend taking me out to eat, cooking for me, opening doors for me. It's just not something I'm used to. I'm used to pulling him open, and he looks at me like, "What are you doing?" And he holds my hand. And he walked me for 2 days. Believe me, I don't know when Granny has walked this much in her life. So he's a great friend. He's a nice guy. And I'm thankful. I am so thankful to be 70 years old and to be able to do these things. And so, people, I'm sorry to toot my own horn, But you go through life and you don't know. I never thought I'd be 65, let alone celebrate this year. And all my viewers, thank you. Your comments were gorgeous. And if you paid attention in one of the videos, you did see his hat. He was standing back against the wall. He was trying to stay out of the camera, and I kept swinging around, and he was like, oops. And if you look, you'll see his feet and all of them, because he did a lot of the shooting, and he did the narrating. So I just didn't know how do you put someone on camera and say, hi, this is my bud, It's not, I don't feel we're ready for that. I'm not ready for that. But thank you all for asking. Maybe I'll just do a video of him. I'm going to try and get him to, depends on what we can do with the drone. He doesn't know, never used it. So if I can get the drone up, maybe I'll get him to go kayak down the river and get some pictures. He's very athletic and likes to do stuff. Can you imagine Granny with her hobbling leg and everything? But I made up there was like 30 some steps. It was like, I know the one I counted 12 coming down, because I was like, oh God. And the others I lost out going up. And the food, you asked me about the food on the 3rd floor. They could have kept it. All I had was soup. And it was, okay, soup, yes. It wasn't, no. I'm sorry. I think if I'd opened a can of potato soup, it would have been a lot better. All right? Does that tell you anything? But it wasn't really expensive. It was cute. We should have tried one of the desserts, but we didn't, because we had to go drive across that bridge and find a way to turn around, because he's got a pickup truck that is almost as long as my rig. So we went across, and then we had to come back, and it's one lane. So we had a fun time. It was fun. One lane bridge that's 100 years old. So anyway, I think my phone's going off. Somebody's trying to call me. He went to the grocery store before he came home, so maybe he needs to ask me if I need something else. But it's 5 o'clock. He should be in here. He had a double run today, so he's going to be tired. So, all my dear sweet friends, thank you all for listening to me. Thank you for adding to the fun. Thank you for the wishes, because for my friend in Hawaii, and you know who you are, dear, Sunny Hawaii. Anyway, she's always there, always supports me, and I thank you. And I thank you all. So I hope the guy who thinks that it was terrible that I did not put him on camera, it was because he did not want to be on camera. I just happened to swing around to catch him. And he wasn't ready, I wasn't ready. So forgive me if I'm mean because I didn't put him on camera, but it was a choice between the two of us not to. So thanks for seeing him, but he was there. And fun, and he narrated well, because half the time I was just so happy and having so much fun, couldn't remember where he took me. Alright guys, go out, find your life, find something fun, and do it. We don't got a lot of time in this world. Look at my friend who just called me Don, and he don't have a lot of time. I can feel it from his voice. So go, enjoy today, do something that makes you feel like you are somebody. You are somebody. You are loved. God loves you. We all are here. We don't know how many days, how many hours, how many minutes we got left. So don't sit there and feel sorry for yourself. Don't feel bad. Don't hurt others, because if they're nasty to you, more than likely they're miserable inside themselves. So just remember, make it a good one, because you may not have another one. Love you all. Bye.